Hi, welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to design a contemporary romance book cover with a minimalist design. So let's get started. Alright, so here we are on Canva.com. This is that free website where we design all of our book covers. So once you register and log in, you'll be taken to a homepage that looks similar to this. Now you can click on book cover here in your center menu, or you can simply type book cover into the search bar and hit enter. It's going to take you over to our book cover templates page. Alright, so you can scroll through here and find a design you like and then customize it to make it your own. But of course, as always, I'm going to show you how to make a custom cover. So we're going to come up to the top, and right here I'm going to click on create a blank book cover. That's going to take us over to our design area. Here is our book cover on the right and our toolbox and toolbar on the left. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cover only because we're focusing on the design aspect of this. But if you need a print book cover, I already have a tutorial for that. You can click the link in the description box below. As soon as you're done with this video, you can hop on over there where I will continue the lesson as I show you how to design your back cover as well as your spine. So be sure and check that out right after this. Alright, so before we get started on our book cover, I want to hop on over to Google and check out a few designs in this genre. So as you can see, I've already Googled right here. It says minimalist book cover romance. I've chosen flat design and contemporary romance. So you can see this is a really popular design trend right now. If you stroll through the book section of Target or Walmart or your local bookstore, you are going to see tons and tons of books with this style design, and particularly in the romance genre. You can see here, I've scrolled to the right and there are even more. So this is a very popular design trend right now. So that's why I wanted to show you how to design a book cover in this style. All right, now let's hop on back over to Canva. Now, there are a number of places you can find your illustrations for your book cover. One place is called Pixabay. This is a free website where you can find royalty-free photos and illustrations. As you can see right here, I've just typed in couple, and then it defaults to all images. So normally you're going to get a variety of photos and illustrations. But for today, I want to narrow that down to just illustrations. So I'm going to click in this down arrow and click on illustrations. As we scroll down, you can see that there are a variety of images to choose from. For instance, this one right here. Here's another, and just more and more. So let's say you wanted to download this one, you would just click on it, and then all you would have to do is click on download. But to make things super simple, I'm just going to hop on back to Canva, and we're going to find our image here in our Canva toolbox. So the first thing I want to do is come over to this toolbar on the left, and I'm going to click on Elements. All right, and then up in the search bar at the top, I'm going to simply type in couple and hit enter. And then we're going to have some options here: graphics, photos, videos. I want to click on graphics, and so over here on the right, you just click on see all. And here are all of our results. Now you'll notice that some of the results have a crown in the corner, and when you hover over them, you'll see the word Pro. That means those images are only available with Canva Pro, the paid feature, but many of them are available with the free version. If you wanted to filter out the paid results, you can just come up to these three bars, click in there, and then under price, you will click on free, and then just click off to the side, and you can see now it has filtered out all of the Canva Pro results. So now all we have to do is find the couple for our book cover. So here's one here. We can take a look at a few of them. So there's one here where they're just kind of sitting together. Here's a couple walking together. It looks like the same illustrator on most of these here. Here's another couple where he has some flowers behind him. Oh, let me see this one here. Okay, I like this couple here sitting down. All right, so let me just kind of take a look at these, see which ones we want to use today. I'm just kind of getting an idea of what kind of background or design we're going to do. All right, you know what? I think I like this couple sitting together at the table, sharing a cup of coffee. All right, so I'm going to delete these other ones. Now, you don't have to. If you wanted to make a second book cover of one of these other couples, you can always do that by clicking Add Page here at the bottom, and you're going to get a second blank page. You can click on one of these couples and drag them down to this page. If you wanted to make a totally different design, you could do that. But for today, I'm just going to stick with one and then I'll show you how to change it up for a second cover. So to delete the ones you don't want, you're just going to click on the image, and then there's a little trash can. Click delete, delete, and then let me come down to the second one, delete. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and delete this second page. And so there's a little trash can to the upper right. Click delete page, and now we're back to our first page. All right, so I'm going to work with this couple here. So I'm just going to make them larger. All you have to do is once you click on the photo, you're going to see 4 little circles. You just got to click on one of those dots or circles and stretch your photo into the size you want. Right about there is probably good for right now. We'll probably adjust it as we go. All right, now I'm just going to click off to the side. Okay, now we need to decide our background. So we can go with a simple background, just like a solid background if you wanted to. You can just click on the large rectangle, and then you're going to see this rainbow box in the upper left corner. If you click in there, that's your background color. You're going to get some color palettes over here on the side. So down at the bottom, you're going to see our default colors. These are just solid colors. And as I click on each color, the background is going to change to match. See there. Gradients are going to be colors that fade from one into another. For instance, here's one here. It's going from yellow to pink, or this one pink to yellow, and so on. Then in the middle of the toolbox here, you're going to see a category that says photo colors. Canva does this really cool thing. Anytime you select one of their photos or upload your own, it creates a color palette from that photo. So here's our image, and it's taken photos from like their jeans and the chair. And so I'm going to click on some of those. As you can see that matches a chair. This matches his shirt, their hair. There's some of that denim, and then a light gray, which is kind of in the lighter parts of their jeans and the jean skirt. So if you wanted to match your photo, you can always select one of those. Another option is to come up here to the top, document colors, and click in that little rainbow box with a plus sign. And here is where you can create or select your own color. I always like to start with the bottom slider because that's going to pick your, your base colors. For instance, let's say we wanted pink. We would slide it over here. Then this slider goes up and down. That allows you to choose the shade. So you can see as I'm dragging it down, it's becoming more like plum or eggplant. And then another option, when you click in that add a new color, you'll find an eyedropper tool. If you click in there, you can hover over anything in your photo. And when you click on that color, the background will change to match that color. So for instance, I clicked on her sweater, and let me do it again. Let me click on the eyedropper tool. And let's say we wanted to match maybe this shaded part in his shirt. And then there's other pixels that are lighter. This time let's pick on the highlight, and you can see it changes. So that's another option as well. Today, I think I'm going to choose a different kind of background. Since this is going to be a minimalist design, I kind of want to add a little bit something to the background. So again, I'm going to click on the background. I'm going to select background right here on that toolbar. And then now it's going to give me a variety of background designs to choose from. There's different categories. There's landscapes. These are going to be like photos. Let me scroll to the side so you can see. There's patterns. There's gradients, abstract, food, textures. But today, I think I want to go with patterns. So right here next to patterns, I'm going to click on see all. I'm going to click on a few to see what they do. So for instance, here's this one here, and it makes sort of a quilted pattern. There's one here that's got, pink with cherries. You can also change the color. For instance, see right here, this one is pink with cherries, or like a light reddish color. If I wanted to change it, I could come up here to the matching color, click in there, and then change it to a different color. For instance, solid red. Now let me go back to our background. And again, let me go back to patterns. So I want to find something in this category. Here's some polka dots. Here's some checker. There's that one. Here's some chevron design, some thick chevron, thin. And oh, I think I like this one here. Okay, yeah, I like this pink. So now we have our image and our background. So now I want to add a little bit more. We have Valentine's coming up. I think we're going to make this sort of a Valentine's theme book. So let's go back over to elements, and we're going to click in there. And then this time I want to clear where it says couple. All I have to do is click on clear, and I'm going to type in Valentine's. And then we're going to go under graphics, Again, you're going to see that there are some options with the crown. So let's see if there's something kind of like these little dangly hearts, something like that. Maybe not that one, but something similar. Here's another banner. You want to make sure that whatever design you choose looks like it's from the same illustration. There's one thing I want to show you. This option here, you cannot change the colors because there's not a color box. But watch when I click on this one, when I click on it, you're going to get 3 color boxes, which means that you can customize the colors. So I kind of want one that you can definitely customize. This one I don't want. All right, I think I'm going to stick with this one. I like that it's at an angle. Okay, now I want to customize the colors. So nothing in the photo is as harsh black as this right here. See, if you notice, their hair is almost kind of like a dark brown. So I want to change it to match because I don't want anything to be darker than anything else because I want it to blend in. So I'm going to click on this black and then see, this is the current color, black. But if I go down here to our photo colors, here's the couple, and here is that dark brown that matches the hair. Another option we could do is we can go to the add a new color, pick up the eyedropper, and then click on the girl's hair, and it will match. Okay, and now for the pink and the red, I think I want to change to a different red. This is a very dark red, but we have a brighter red in her sweater, so I'm going to click on this red. And I'm going to move down here to the default solid colors, and I'm just going to choose this bright red just to kind of help it. Oh, that's a little bit too bright. So what I can do, let's try this coral red. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then this pink is blending in too much with the background, so let's change that as well. And maybe we'll try like a hot pink. Let's try a white. Actually, let me try the eyedropper tool on like their coffee cups are not pure white. They're kind of an off-white. So let me match to that. Okay, that's a little bit better because it's not so bold and vibrant. If you notice, all of the colors in the illustration are muted. So I want to make sure these are muted as well. So again, everything is very cohesive. All right, now if we wanted to bring out some of the pink shades in this illustration, we can. If we click on that image, and then we're going to come up here to edit photo. And then let's go down to filters, see all. So here's natural, warm, cool, vivid, soft. Let's try a few of these. We can always go back to none if we don't like something we've changed. So first off, let me try this. Let me try this whimsy. And you can see it brightened his shirt up a little bit. Let me go under this vivid. Oh, let's try this aria. Oh, I kind of like that. We brought a lot of pink into his shirt. Here's Zeal. It's a little bit too red. No, I think let's go back to this one, this aria. I like that one. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to click out of there. And all right, now let's go ahead and add our title. So we're going to come over here to our toolbar and click on text. If you scroll down, you're going to see some pre-made titles. Some of them have the crown, but as you scroll down, you'll see that many are available with the free version of Canva. So if you want a pre-made text, you can select any one of these and then customize the wording for your book title. But again, I like to make my own, so I'm just going to scroll back up. And right here under default text styles, I'm going to click on add a heading. It's going to put a text box over here on my book cover. Let me think of a name for this book. Actually, let me bring it up first so you can see it up here. Okay, I guess to go along with our Valentine's theme, let's just call this the Valentine's date. Okay, so the first word I want to work with, I'm not going to type the whole thing out because I want to work with just the word Valentine's right now. That's going to be our main focus on this book title. All right, so once you've typed in your title or the main word of your title, make sure you still have your text box selected with the purple box around it. Just come up here to Canva Sans and click on this down arrow. Now your toolbox is going to change again, and now you're going to have all of your font choices. Same rule applies here with the crown, but many are free. Now you're going to want to select a font that is easy to read. For instance, you don't want to choose something, well, this one's not too bad, but let me give you a different example. Okay, look at that. You may like this font, but it is very hard to read. And remember, anytime you list your book on any kind of platform, it's going to be shrunk down to a thumbnail size image. And if it's hard to read at this size, imagine when it's thumbnail size. So make sure you get something big and bold and easy to read, especially if someone is just glancing through, hundreds of books. You want to make yours stand out. So I'm just going to scroll through and click on the different fonts until I find one I like. Okay, I like this one here. This one is called Angelina. It's one of the free options. I do need to make this smaller because you can see the S ended up on a second line. So let me just grab the corner and drag it in, and then I'm going to drag out the side to make sure that S comes back. And of course, this is probably going to be way too big, so let me adjust that. Okay, another thing we need to do now is to change our font color. I don't want to leave it as black. So I'm going to come up here to this A with a color bar beneath it. That is your text color. If you click in there, you are going to have your color palettes again. Now, if you look at the top, these are document colors. These are the current colors in our book cover. So here's a black that I currently have. I'm going to click on them so you can see. Here's the brown that matches like the hair. Here is the white that's in the coffee cups. Here's the pink in the background, and then here is that red that we have in her sweater, as well as these hearts up here. So I think I'm going to stick with that one right there. I'm liking that. All right, so now I think I want to make the couple smaller, so I'm going to bring the box in just a bit and center them. You'll know they're perfectly centered when the solid line appears. All right, so now I want to add the and date. So I'm going to come back over to the text area. If you have clicked out of it, you just got to click the text box again. And then this time I'm going to click on add a subheading. It's going to give me a smaller text box. I'm just going to go ahead and type date in all caps. And let me drag this in. We don't need it that wide. And let me bring that down over here. Now again, you don't want to leave this canvas in, so I'm going to click in there. And now I want to choose sort of a block font. So let's try out a few. That one's a little too skinny. That's a little too wide. All right, I'm kind of liking that League Spartan. Let me try this Lavello. Yeah, I'm liking League Spartan. I like that it's so bold like that. Okay, so this is a good one. Let me make that larger as well. I want to line it up with the S. You know what I need to do? While we have date click, come up here to your alignment. Right now it's center aligned. I want to align it to the right so that the end of the box lines up with the end of Valentine's. All right, so now I want to write the. I can either come over here and add a subheading and do it all again, but a simpler way is to simply click on date, and right above it, you're going to get a small toolbar. You're going to click right next to the trash can. It says duplicate. And we're going to duplicate that. We're going to bring it up here, and then we're just going to write the. But this one, I want it left aligned. So I'm going to come up here to the alignment and make sure that is left aligned. And then I definitely want to make this smaller. Let's see, it's 105. Let's try 88. Maybe even 80. Now I want to group my text together. So I'm going to click on the. Hold down shift, click on Valentine's, and while I'm still holding down shift, click on date. You're going to see it places all three text boxes into one dotted line box. If I click on group right above it, it's going to group them into a purple box. So watch when I click off to the side, I can click back, and then now I can shrink them or stretch them or center them together all at once. I see this Valentine's is not standing out too well. I think I do need to make that a brighter red. So I'm going to click on the text box, make sure you're on Valentine's, and come up here to this A. That red is just not bright enough. So let's try that red. And let's go ahead and match the hearts up here. I'm going to click on the red and match it to that same bright red to match the words. Okay, that's much better. I wanted to make sure that stood out. All right, so now we need to add our author name. For this one, if I want to duplicate the or date, I would have to ungroup it. So instead, what I'm going to do is just add a subheading again, bring it down here, and then we're going to write, let's just think of a silly Valentine's name. What about, let's do Candy Heart. Okay, so the author is Candy Heart. And then let's make this smaller. It's a 66. Let's try a 56. Okay, that's much better. Also, I want to make sure the color, let me click in here, text color. Right now it's solid black. I want to make sure it matches all of the other colors. So it's this one right here, brown. Make sure it's centered. The solid line appears when it is centered. And make sure our couple is centered. If you're having trouble centering your text, here's another thing you can do. You can come up here to position, and under the arrange tab, you can see different options here in the center section. Click on center, and you can see it jumped right over to the center. All right, I think we are done with this first version. I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can make a second version of this book cover without having to start all over again. You can actually use the same design and just kind of change it up a bit. And we're going to do this just in a matter of minutes. And the reason is because it's always great to have two versions of your book cover. That way you can get your followers, your friends, and your family to vote. It helps to get your readers involved. They can vote on the cover they like best, and then you can have like a book cover reveal and everything like that. So let me show you. Now earlier, when we were talking about making a second design, I showed you that you can click add a page. But if you do that now, all it's going to do is carry over your background color. So I don't want to do that. I want to carry everything over. So right here, I'm just going to click delete page. So instead of add page, we want to come up here to the top, and you're going to see these two little rectangles. It says duplicate page. When I click on there, we're going to get a page 2 with everything we just did. As you can see, here's page 1, and scroll down to page 2. Now page 2 is where we're going to be working, so make sure that you don't make any changes to page 1. All right, the first thing I want to do is, I'm just going to move the words all up here for right now. I want to focus on the couple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them way bigger. So to do that, I'm just going to grab one of the corners and stretch it out, and then maybe bring them down. Now I'm going to click off to the side. Okay, now the background I want to change. I don't want to have that stripe design this time. So I'm going to come up here to background, and I'm just going to scroll up. I don't want a pattern. So let me just choose, let's see, this is the pink. No, that's kind of a dull pink. There's a bright pink. No, you know what? I'm going to just click here in this hot pink, and then I'm going to get our choices. Here's the pink that we were using quite a bit on the previous one, this sort of light pink or pale pink. If I click in there, it's just going to change it to that pale pink. I like that much better. All right, so we have our just solid background, and let's bring this down. I want to get rid of these streamers here, so I'm just gonna, let me move this author name down so we don't accidentally delete that. Okay, let's click on the streamers and delete, and then we're going to go over to elements. Let's again just search under Valentine's, and under graphics, see all. Okay, something like this, but not quite. That one's not bold enough, so I'm going to delete that, but something similar to that. Okay, let me try these ones here. Okay, let me make those larger. You can see that the purple line appears, or the solid line appears once it reaches the center. Okay, so I want to put those here on this side. So I can either click on those again over here, or I can just duplicate these, and it's going to make a second version, which I can put over here. But you know what? I want to end with the large heart on this side. So you know what? Let's flip it. If you click on your image, come up here to flip. You click in there, it's going to give you an option to flip it horizontally or vertically. We want to flip it horizontally, and you can see it flipped it right around. So now we have the two large hearts dangling on each end. Okay, so now let's bring this up here. Oh, and do you notice that the is going behind the heart? Look at that. We need to adjust the layers. So to do that, we need to come up here to position, and then we need to click on layers. This is the order of layers. So this is the top layer and each layer behind it. So we need to click on the Valentine's date and drag it to the top. And so now it's the top layer, and you can see here the is on top now, on top of the background hearts. Okay, I think I need to move this couple. Maybe I need to make them a little bit smaller and bring them down some. Okay, you know what? I think this pink is a little bit too bold. It's washing out this red. So let me click on the background, and again, here's our light pink. I want to make it even lighter. To do that, while it's still on the light pink, I can just click in this add a new color, and here's where it currently is. If I want to go lighter, all I have to do is drag that slightly towards the white, and you can see it's a lighter pink. So now we can see those reds much better, but it's still pink. All right, I'm just going to click off of that. Now I want to make this much larger, and I want to make sure this red matches the red we've already been using. So you can see I just click on the design, click on the red, and the red we've been using. And then same thing with the pink. I think this pink is a little bit too dark, so let's click on the pink. And let's see what There's a hot pink. Okay, that's looking better. Now let's click off to the side. All right, now we need to do something about this author name. So first thing we want to do is, I think we need to make this smaller. So even smaller than 56. Let's try 36. And you know what? It's too hidden, so let's change the color from that brown to this bright red. Oh, I just realized we actually left these as canvas sands. I didn't show you even on this one how to change it. Okay, so what I wanted to show you on this one, let me come back real quick. Here on Candy Heart, I left it as canvas sands accidentally, which is a big no-no. So let's click in there, and the reason is because I wanted to show you how you can find your existing font that you already have in case you forget the name, because all these names are, kind of hard to remember. So if you ever want to create another text box but you can't remember what you used previously, if you scroll up to the top, it'll say document fonts, and it lists all the fonts you have. So here's Angelina for Valentine's. Here's Canvas Sands, which we currently have on Candy Heart. And then League Spartan is what we've used for the and date. So we want to check that one. And so you can see Candy Heart is much bigger and bolder and looks so much better than that boring Canvas Sands. So now we're going to come down here because I had forgot to change this as well. So from Canvas Sands, I'm going to select that League Spartan. All right, so I changed that to League Spartan, but I'm not liking the placement. Let me see what it looks like if I place it up here. Okay, yeah, that looks much better. You can see it up here. I'm going to move it a little bit over to the side. I just don't want it to interfere with the design. All right, I think we're done, guys. Let me show you how we can download these and check them out. First thing you want to do is name your book title. So I'm going to come up here and write it right. Valentine's Day book covers, and then we're going to click on share. Now, if you were doing this for print, you would choose, PDF standard or PDF for print actually. But since I'm just going to download these for us to check out, I'm going to click on PNG, and I want both pages. Yes, if you didn't, you would click in there and check the ones you do or don't want. Let's click on download, and it's just going to take a few seconds actually for it to download. All right, and now it's done. All right, so I'm just gone to my downloads. They'll be wherever your computer has chosen to save them. I'm going to double click on the zip. I have a zip file because it is 2 images, remember? And then I'm going to double click on my folder, and we will open each of these designs and check them out side by side. All right, so here are 2 book covers. Over here on the right is the first one we made. We have our minimalist design couple enjoying a cup of coffee. We have our heart streamers that go along with our title, the Valentine's date, and then we have our author name down here, kind of big and bold, Candy Heart. And then over here, we have taken that entire design and we've just simply changed it up a bit. First thing we did was we enlarged our couple. So now we don't really see their legs or the bottom of the chairs. We're focused more on their faces and how happy they are to be together. And we can see them holding hands. We removed the background design, the stripes. I wanted to just change it to a pale pink background so that these bright, bold red hearts and the title would stand out. We did enlarge the titles. You can see this side by side here. This one's smaller. This one's much bigger. And then we changed out, instead of having the streamers, we have these like dangling hearts. And it was a little bit too cluttered to have the author name here. It would have kind of got lost in all of this. So I just made it smaller and I just kind of tucked it away up here in these, dangling hearts. All right, so you can see how easy it was to make this second book cover. I hope this video tutorial helps you when it comes to designing your own book cover. Remember, if you need a print book cover, click the link in the description box below where I show you how to calculate the dimensions needed for your book cover and design the back cover and the spine. So don't forget to check that out. Now, if this tutorial has helped you in any way, please let me know. I love hearing feedback from you guys, and it also lets me know which videos are helping you the most. And don't forget to subscribe because I have new video tutorials every week. So that's it for today. Thanks again for liking, watching, and subscribing. Bye-bye.